Hey y'all, and welcome back to Brit Reviews It All. And today I am going to be talking about Teen Mom, not Teen Mom 2, Teen Mom, the next chapter. I really hope I didn't hit my lip. For this one, this was of course season 1, and it is episode 4, Your Body, Your Choice is the name of this. So they start off with Leah. Leah, it was pretty much just talking about, it was just her and Jalen. They were talking, and it was the girls, and they were talking about, you know, just trying to see like what they would say about them getting married and things like that. So the girls are pretty much basically wanting to know like when are they going to get married. So, I mean, if the girls are on board and Leah's with it and Jalen's with it, then why not? The topic of having another sibling came up. And pretty much Leah, she was just basically saying that she would, for him, she would if he just absolutely wanted to have another child, then yes. But if not, I think Leah is safe to say that she's good with her 3. Now we move on to Caitlyn. So basically the whole thing with them, and I'm just gonna knock out their whole storyline for this particular episode. It wasn't very much. Caitlyn and Tyler, they were talking about him getting a vasectomy. So in this one, I mean, he was just asking questions. He even talked to Gary about it. We got Caitlyn's perspective, where she's pretty much saying like, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's his body, his choice. Physically, the both of them, they feel like, you know, they've had enough children that they think that they want to have, even though they were never able to have a boy. But then she said, you know, on the other side, I guess, you know, when you get to a point where you're like, okay, no, like you really can't have any more kids, that's when it kind of settles in, and you kind of miss the idea of, you know, having a little one running around. But physically for her, she said her last pregnancy, it was rough on her. And then for Tyler, he's just like, you know, hey, I'm ready. I mean, we can go ahead and nip that in the bud. Now, with all that being said, even with him talking to Gary and booking his appointment and everything, in the end, when it was time for him to go to have his procedure done, he pretty much got cold feet. And Caitlyn was very supportive. She was like, dude, like, if you're not ready, it's okay. Again, your body, your choice. You are the one that's gonna have to say, yes, I want to go through with this, which I feel that he will eventually, but at that moment he just wasn't ready yet. But we will see what happens with that. Now we have Ashley. I can pretty much go ahead and get through their storyline for this episode as well. She was pretty much just updating on Bar. He was reaching the end of his rehab stay. It's a 30-day. So we do get to see the excitement that Holly has when it comes to seeing her dad or speaking to her dad, which is so freaking beautiful. Ashley's basically like, you know, I'm so used to him being around. I'm not used to being by myself for so long. Like, I'm ready for him to come back. I really hope that he does really good. They showed that he did actually return. She ended up surprising him and picking him up in the Uber to bring him back home. And she was dressed up, okay, to go pick up Bar Honey. And she looked beautiful, and he was so happy. I mean, it almost looked like he was crying, or brought to tears at some point. So at the end of the day, she said she's dealt with, I think she said it was her father, with dealing with the in and out of rehab. So she's not used to actually dealing with a person who's going through this, but who actually wants to change. So we will see what's going to happen with this. Again, I love Ashley, love Bar, love Holly. However, I would really like to see more of what Ashley does on her day-to-day outside of her relationship. I would like to see more of that. We do get to see clips of things that she does for Holly, which is wonderful. Who wouldn't want to see that, you know? But I would really love, because we know she does more. She does more. on her day-to-day, and I would love for them to show more of that as well. Sorry y'all, I have Twilight playing in the background, but the TV is on mute. So that was pretty much the storyline for them on this episode. And moving on to Brianna. The whole thing for her this episode was pretty much based around Lewis and Stella and their relationship. Lewis, they showed that he did actually come by, and him and Stella hung out. Stella actually called him dad for the first time, and Brianna's a little bit still shaky on having him kind of continue to be consistent with Stella, especially now that she's getting more comfortable with him, as we can see. She had her graduation, which was so cute. Their pink cap and gown, so beautiful, and it looks like for her school that she goes to, all the kids when they graduate, it's a thing for the parents to like do up their cars and stuff like that. I love that. I'm gonna keep that in mind for future graduation ceremonies for my baby. But that was just insane. Now, he was invited to the graduation the day of. You see a text on Brianna's phone from Lewis saying, when's the graduation again? And here we go again with Lewis. Basically, it showed that he didn't get up in time. He missed the graduation, and he didn't even show up for the graduation after party, which Brianna did a beautiful job. She had like this, the hibachi grill thing, which was so cute and a cute idea. They had a little setup outside. Looks like they had a real good time, and Stella looked like she enjoyed it as well. So I still think, even though he didn't make the graduation, he still could have showed up still and came to the house, brought her a gift, still showed her, hey, showed his face, something. But we didn't see him do that. I was expecting that in this episode, to see him at least show up for that part. He didn't show up for anything. So I was just like, okay, Lewis, here we go again. Please, dude, don't do this, do that baby like that, because she really wants to be around her dad. Now we have Cheyenne. Cheyenne, she is distracting herself. She has some other business ventures going on. Nothing wrong with that. Now, what I do love about her is that she is doing a nail polish line it's also with her daughter Ryder K, and it is so freaking cute. So I think that's really cool of Cheyenne to do that. And they just, they did a little party, a pop-up shop and everything. I mean, she had the nail polish already done, everything looks like it was ready to go, and they were ready to start pushing that product. And Ryder is very into it. Like Cheyenne said, she loves nail polish, she loves doing nails. So I think that was a brilliant freaking idea to do for her child. Okay, and now I'm back. So sorry, I had a little minor interruption. So talking about Cheyenne and Ryder K, they were doing the nail thing, and I thought that was a really cute thing for her to do with her daughter. I love that Cheyenne does that. She has a lot of business ventures, so she's really doing a really good job of not just being on Teen Mom. She's actually doing other things outside of that, and a lot of the ladies are, and I've said that in about other episodes before, so I'm super excited for that. Now we also have Cheyenne and Zach. They are talking about wanting to move, especially because what happened with their situation is literally not too far from their house, with the whole thing that happened. I'm not even gonna go into detail about that, because that was such a sucky thing to hear that happened to her and her family. It's just sad. But they're basically saying, yeah, we need to move, we need to, just get out of this area and just basically seek out a better place for us to be with our children and not be in fear of their safety, even as far as like them playing outside. Baby boy, he's not old enough just yet, but Ryder K, she's old enough to be outside playing. So we do see that they did do to speak to a realtor. They went and looked at a property. It's new, it's being built, and so they decided that they want to go in together, purchase some land and build a home on it, and it's going to be in a gated community. And so if that's what they need to feel comfortable, you know, and for themselves mentally and also for the safety of their children, then by all means do what y'all gotta do. That was pretty much what was going on as far as Cheyenne. With Leah, she did end up having some activities to do with her friend. Her friend had a 30th birthday party, so Leah had made the time to step away and enjoy that girls' weekend with her friend. Who doesn't need that, you know? They, you know, showed them having a good old time. They got all dressed up and did up. They went out, got some food, and then Jalen's sister actually ended up coming as well to hang out. I think that's really good for Leah to extend that hand to Jalen's sister, because they are working on becoming a family. So it is good that Leah creates some kind of relationship with Jalen's sister. She even had her to come out as well to where the ladies had a boat rented out. Don't know if for recording purposes that they had them to stay docked. It didn't show that the boat actually left, but maybe once the cameras were done doing their thing and they filmed for their scene, maybe after that then the real party began. But we don't know because they didn't show us that. But they ended up having some really good conversations. And then of course the topic of racism comes up because well, just being honest, Jalen is a black man, Leah is a white woman. If they are moving into marriage and then the talks of bringing in a child into this world, that is something that they're going to have to navigate. And actually Leah's friend obviously has a mixed child as well, so that's something that she has already had to deal with. Can't be easy. I personally do not know what that feels like to raise a child, a mixed child. My child is black, so I will have to, you know, navigate those waters as well, so I will have that perspective. But we're gonna see what happens with this. But it's really good to see that Leah, obviously she doesn't care about race, we know that, but we're going to get to see how she navigates through that world, because now she's stepping into something different that she's never had to actually deal with before. So we're gonna really see what happens with her and Jalen's relationship. I do wish them the best, especially because he's gotten so in there with her kids and her family, and then Leah's mixing in with his family. So I really hope the best. I mean, Leah seems happy, so whatever makes her happy, then if you're a fan of her, then you just gotta rock with it and let her do her thing. But so that's all that I got out of this episode. I will continue to watch. Like I said, I watched Teen Mom. When it wasn't a Teen Mom, I was watching 16 and Pregnant. So I fell off after so many years. Started watching Teen Mom, Teen Mom 2, all that, Teen Mom OG and all that. Fell off for some years, and then I just started coming back into the fold with that. And then they came up with this new series, which we're gonna see. And enjoying it so far. I mean, they're kind of all over the place with all of the different ladies. Don't want anybody to lose their job. No, I do not. However, it's kind of hard to really get in there with what the ladies have going on in their life when you have so many people on the cast. But hey, just my opinion, my thought, my review, and that's it. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about the episode, and I will be back next week. I do believe there's an episode next week. I'll be back, and yeah, thank you for watching. Bye, y'all.